you're all doing fine. I am Prachi Majumdar, student of PGDSM at IFM Bhopal. Today, in this video series on business communication, we will be discussing a very important topic, which is subliminal perception. Did you know that we can actually perceive and be influenced by stimulus that do not even reach us on a conscious level? So let us discuss this entire idea and concept in a little more detail. There is a critical bottleneck in human information processing. So more than 10 million bits per second arrive at our sensory organs, and of this only around 50 bits receive full attention, implying that only this percentage is attentively perceived in our information system and can be reported afterwards attentively. Nonetheless, the remainder of the information is not misplaced or neglected or missed, despite the fact that much of this information is not observed on a conscious level, but these messages do have an influence on our information processing system, and they become available at a later stage in our life at the unconscious level. So in addition to the perception that we do gain from the 5 sensory organs, subliminal perception is the perception of succession of stimuli that the person is not really aware of receiving and is still influenced by automatically. So subliminal perception is described by Miracle and Dehneman as a very finely defined as any scenario in which unnoticed stimuli are perceived. So despite the fact that extensive study has been done in this entire field of subliminal perception, no approved standards have been established yet. So the term subliminal has been derived from two Latin words, that is sub and limen, which also means threshold and also refers to the subconscious or sub-threshold behavior. Now, subliminal activity is described as all mental activity that occurs beyond the threshold of the consciousness level. And it also is a repository for the memories and a storage bank for the impressions which may be used later in our stages of life. So, subliminal perception is described as unintentional or subconscious influence of a series of the multiple environmental stimuli we have been receiving that influence our emotions and actions. So there are multiple channels which can be used to send out effective subliminal messages, like advertisements, movies, televisions, radio channels, and there are multiple new media tools in our current world which are perhaps the most effective means or influence for today's information culture, and which can be effectively used to send these messages. So these signals which remain below the level of conscious perception and progress to a point where only our senses and mind can perceive them are intended to unconsciously impact the consumers and the consumer market. So consumers are in reality subjected to an unintentional perceptions, and these have been extensively used by the major business bodies to create advertisements and to send out messages. So now let us understand the entire concept of subliminal perception using various examples of advertisements and that have been used in various media, films, and etc. For the first example, we are talking about the brand Wendy's. For the first time since 1983, Wendy's has redesigned its logo in 2013. While the new logo actually preserved many of the components from the previous logo, it also included the word mom on Wendy's ruffled collar in an attempt to establish a pleasant mental image in the minds of the consumers. The next example I'll be citing here is of Tostitos. Although practically almost everyone is familiar with the Tostitos logos and the brand, you may have missed on the hidden approach in the middle that the brand wished to convey unless you actually took time to look and analyze closely. The two T's in the logo are used to denote the two buddies sharing chips and the salsa. It succeeds in sending the message very effectively since it's not overbearing and highlights the brand's benefits. The message is very subtle and conveys the entire basal idea of enjoying a delectable snack with those you care about. And it's not only focused on promoting the sales, rather, it is also promoting an experience. So it creates a very strong image. So, for the next example, we'll be using Star Wars, which is the brainchild of George Lucas, and he has created numerous live action and animated films, and he has also made use of the subliminal perception. So, I have taken a small part of the movie to see how the subliminal perception has been used in the movie.
While it may be easy to say any film with a quote-unquote chosen one is based on the story of Jesus, there's much more than that in Star Wars that reinforces Christian beliefs and teachings. For example, Anakin demonstrates several of the deadly sins, particularly pride and anger, which set him up on a path to the dark side. Despite his terrible sins, Luke never loses faith in his father, and Anakin ultimately redeems himself by sacrificing his life for his sons. It was Luke's strong faith and forgiveness that saved his own life and his father's immortal soul. Preach it, Joe.
So we have seen 3 different examples of subliminal perception. Next is my approach on creating or sending out a subliminal message and create a subliminal perception amongst the viewers. So hope you all like the video. Don't be mean, stay green. Thank you.